What is up guys, Cardtalk here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the BT-15 version of the Phoenixmon Rush. So this is one of the decks that I have a lot of fun playing, but currently in this meta it's not really doing that well just because there is a deck that does something similar but better and faster, and that's Anubismon. But I think this deck still has its own merits, and it is still a really fun deck to play, and if you get the combo off, it's pretty satisfying. So without further ado, let's get right into that profile. So first off, let's go off for the Tamers. We are running 4 of the new Yokomon. So on deletion, you can grab a bird or beast card back to your hand. Or avian card, sorry. Avian or beast card back to your hand. So it's pretty good. This is much better than the old Yokomon we got, where we just got to draw one. This one lets you fetch something, which combos with the Sora that we get later. Oh, sorry, that we should be showing you later. So yeah, it's pretty good. And so first up, we are going to be going over the Phoenixmon from BT-11. So I think this one is still the best one, just because it gives you a little more flexibility. It's got 2 abilities for you guys who forgot. On your turn, once per turn, whenever a opponent's security is trashed, you can activate one of this card's on deletion abilities, and this includes its inherits. So pretty flexible for that reason. But its own deletion ability is really strong. You can play a bird or a beast with 3000 power that's red and 3000 power or less without paying its cost. And then for every red tamer you have, you can increase the cap by 2000. So we're playing a lot of red tamers, so you're going to be able to put out some pretty big Digimon on the board using its ability. And this is one of the backups that we're running. We're running the Phoenixmon from BT-15. So on play or on deletion, if your opponent has 3 or less security, delete the Digimon with the lowest DP. And then if you have if your opponent has 4 or more security, then you can just trash one of the securities. So pretty decent. On evolution, you can play a 5000 DP or less Digimon or a red tamer without paying its cost. So it's pretty good as well. But yeah, we're running 6 level 6s in total. I think this deck space is really tight because there's a lot of really good stuff I want to run. But next, we're running 2 of the Garudamon Ace. This is here just to help you play some Tamers for free, and if you get to activate it during your opponent's turn, that is a plus. But yeah, whenever a Tamer is played, you can delete one of your opponent's blockers, which is a little bit situational, but I guess there's a lot of things that give things blocker now, like the blue decks, the Garurumon deck. So yeah, it's not horrible. And your opponent, the Garurumon deck can't evade it because this is a deletion effect instead of a battle. So I guess it's pretty good for that. But yeah, we're running 2 of the Garudamons from BT-15. We're also running 4 of the Garudamons. 3 Garudamons from BT-11 and 3 Garudamons from BT-13. This one just is a blocker, and on deletion for the hair skill, you can play a level 4 or less tamer from your hand without paying its cost. And the BT-13 one lets you play a 3 cost or less tamer on evolution and on play. And then on deletion you can delete something 6k or less. So both are useful. I think you can kind of adjust the ratios as you want. Right now I'm kind of playing around with it just because I like slapping this down as a blocker with the Phoenixmon effect sometimes, so I'm running that for that. The hair skill is also pretty good. Just being able to play a tamer is nice if you need more on the board. For the level 4s, we're running 4 Birdramon from BT-15. So on evolution, you can grab a bird or a beast red card back to your hand. And then the inherent skill is whenever opponent's security is trashed, you can get 1 memory. So the on evolution skill for this card lets you synergize with the Sora. So it's really good for that. We're also running 4 of the Birdramon from BT-11. It is a blocker as well, and it has the same effect as the Garudamon. So effectively, you can cut down one of these for another one of the BT 13 Garudamons, but I like having my options just in case I don't get this Birdramon. I still have this one to play Tamers if I do want to. So there is that. All right. Next, for the other level 4s, we're running 3 of the Saber Dramon, the promo one. So we're running 3 just because this is a really, really strong card, but it is a 3 cost to evolve, so it feels bad when you evolve into this. But playing this for free is really, really good. So yeah, definitely encourage you guys to run this just as a source of removal. It's really, really good. And that is the level 4s and level 5s. For the level 3s, we're running 4 of the new Biomon from BT-15. During your main phase, you can ditch a beast or a bird, or avian, and then you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and add a red card to your hand. So it's really, really strong because you can grab Tamers as well. And looking at top 4 is pretty good. So running 4 of those. It's basically a free search if you push this out from raising, so I think it's pretty nice. Next, we're running 4 of the Biomon from BT-13. This one has a pretty unique ability. I've gone over this before in my BT-13 version of the build, but if this card plays by an ability, you can bounce a Christie back to your hand to Digivolve into a Garudamon for free. So there's a lot of ways to play this card for free, especially now there's even more options. So it's pretty good since like Sora has a pretty hard handicap early game. So if you play this with the Sora, you can bounce your Christie back and then go into Garudamon. So you're pretty much going into Garudamon, but you also have the bonus of having the inherit ability. So it's pretty nice, but if you guys don't want to run 4, that's totally understandable. You can run the Solaramon instead. Alright, next for we're also running the BT-11 Biomon just for more searching power. So this deck has a lot of searching cards because we don't have space to run the red memory boost or the train cards. So we're running maxed out birds, searchers. So next we're running 3 of the new Sora. So Sora is the memory setter, but it's also got a pretty unique ability. So the ability is on both players' turn, whenever a red Digimon card is returned back to your hand, you can bounce this Tamer back to your hand to play a bird or a beast, or avian or a beast, red Digimon that is 13k or less without paying its cost. But for every opponent's security, the cap decreases by 2,000. So if they have 5,000, if they have 5 securities, then you lose 10k, so you can only play something 3k or less. But you know, as you chip away at their security, it gets higher and higher. So early game, you can still use this to go into the Biomon and then bounce this to play a Biomon and then use the Biomon to bounce the Christie to Digivolve into Garudamon. If you have that many Tamers, it's not that hard, but yeah, we have ways to cheat out Tamers, so it's pretty easy to get her out. We're also running 2 Christies, so I do want to run more, but I don't really have space, so I'm running 2 for now. You can potentially cut out one of the options that we're running later on for a 3rd one, but I think 2 is okay. You're not totally relying on this Biomon to do your thing, so having her is nice. If you don't have her, that's totally fine as well. Next, we're running 3 Akino. I do want to run her at 4 as well, but 3 is fine. On play, you can look at the top 4 cards and add a vaccine red card to your hand, and then put the rest at the bottom. And then whenever a bird or a beast Digimon is placed by an effect, you can rest this card to give it rush. So you're mainly going to use this to rush down your opponents, which is why, you know, this deck is not as good as Anubismon, because we need a lot of cards in order to get our rushes, whereas Anubismon just needs the Mervamon and trash and you're pretty much set. But I think this deck has a lot of flavors because this is a Phoenixmon, so you're kind of reviving your birds for the trash and playing them. So I think this deck's fun. Next, we are running 4 of the new Sora option. This is amazing option. So you can play a 4 cost or less Tamer from your hand And then if you have Sora on the board, you can bounce a Digimon from your trash back to your hand. Sorry, you can return a red Digimon from your trash back to your hand, which helps you proc the Sora. So this card is really good for a couple of reasons. One, it's only a 2 cost. So playing this, you can effectively play your other Tamers for either 1 or 2 costs less. And you also get the bonus effect of bouncing it. So you can play this and then play the Sora, and then since Sora's on the board, you'll be able to bounce a red Digimon from a trash back to your hand, which then lets you proc Sora's effect. So pretty good. And then the security effect is you can play a Biomon from your trash away paying its cost, and then add this card back to your hand. So just a really solid card overall. I'm not running the consistency boosters over this card just because I want to run this card since it's a new card, and it's also a really fun card to use. And the last card we're running is Hoenn. So this card is mainly just to combat against decks that can play Digimon for free, because this deck is a little bit slower than theirs because they do have a lot of ways to speed up their plays, whereas this deck you kind of need to get set up before you can start rushing down your opponent. So if you play this and stop them for a turn, that's going to be pretty helpful, or if they hit into this, that will be fantastic as well. But we're running 1 just because we don't really have that much space, and if you don't want to run this just because of consistency issues, you can run an extra Christie instead. Then you'll have 9 Tamers, and that will be pretty good. But overall, I think this deck does have quite a few searchers. First, we have this Biomon, we have the Akino, and we also have the Biomon from BT-11. So that's quite a lot of searchers. So I think consistency-wise, I'm not too worried. It's just the speed of the deck. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck play. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know down below. We're almost wrapping up all the BT-15 decks, so I'm probably going to go back and update some of the other decks that I haven't updated in a while, as well as decks that recently got unrestricted. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But this is Card Haku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!